Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, 2nd of July, and welcome to next morning game plan. So, as usual, first let's start with the futures market overnight and during the Asian and London sessions. So, yesterday market definitely weak close from the US stocks market, and we tried to deep buy in during the Asian session around a little bit um, between 30,000 29,950. That was a solid bid, but immediately we sell off from the latest selling pivot point where the US stocks market started selling down. And then we were leading into the London session, which was definitely much more weaker than the Asian sessions. And then again, we once we reclaim these level, these buyers are a little bit about 29,950. We try to held with a little bit of the volume, this candle right there. Um, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. All right, now it's better. So we try to bid with this candle, and then we held definitely that buying level, which is right there. And the US stocks market, I mean pre-market, definitely went into bullish scenario. We had the NFP numbers, which so far the market is reacting very positively. So we have a volume spike, which is obvious because it's important economic data. And what I'm going to watch, I'm going to definitely watch the NFP release numbers, which is around the 30,150 level. So if you're trading NQ futures, that's your major spot, 30,150. Everything below, I would be expecting to come back to the previous or latest buyers, which is right below 30,000 level, and that's going to be your range for a day. Tomorrow also, it is a bank holiday, so I would not be expecting some crazy volatility. Maybe during the morning, so we are going to trade NFP numbers, but as far we will go to afternoon market hours, I would be expecting market to start calm down a little bit and goes more in the sideways, but I might be completely wrong as well. So let's get back to US stocks market now. First of all, I was looking at the SOXEL. SOXEL yesterday, which is semiconductor index, was a little bit weaker. I would say it was more weaker, and that leads to Nasdaq weakness. So the major level for SOXEL today would be 230 level, which we just approach in during the pre-market hours. If we are going to trade below 230, that's definitely we are continuing to the downside. Everything about 230 level, that's back to bullishness. Daily chart is looking very interesting from the SOXL because it seems like we are always keeping the buyers right about 200 level, which happened on that day as well. Uh, but so far we are struggling to break through the moving averages all or hold through the moving averages. So that's going to be SOXL, and SOXL is definitely one of the major index which is affecting the Nasdaq. Now let's have a look for a Nasdaq. Nasdaq daily chart. Starting from the daily chart, we are sitting perfectly right about the moving averages, which is this area right here. So in order to be bullish today, I think we need help from the SOXL index. Pre-market level, as you can see, the pre-market price action definitely bullish because we are trading on NFP data. But again, we need to watch the low of the candle, 8:30 a.m. candle, where the NFP data came in 726.50, which is right there. That's going to be our bullish scenario for a day, and that's basically a signal that the market's going to trade NFP numbers as a positive outcome. My selling level would be 728. We just went through that level, which is level from yesterday where we tried to sell off, and also the buyers tried to help. Then we sell off that level. The next one, 731, which is perfectly in line with yesterday initial high. We got rejected 731 today once because I think because it's a yesterday's selling level, and also the NFP numbers wasn't that really positive in my opinion. So that's going to be primarily my selling levels. In terms of the buyers, I'm definitely watching 722 in the pre-market, which is in line with NQ buying levels. And then the next level is all the way down to 712.50. This area right here, or 706, which is from Monday, I believe. That's the Monday level. I'm not really expecting to we will go that far below today, but if we are going to stay above 722, which is pre-market high, I'm definitely want to see some sort of like a confirmation and then start turning to back to bullish scenario. Everything below 722, I'm waiting for a new signal. So new signal somewhere in between 720, 715 would be the perfect scenario to look for a new buyers, but it needs to be completely new signals with the volume confirmation and everything. The last index SPY today definitely again outperforming the Nasdaq as a yesterday, same scenario. The daily chart is looking a little bit better. We are trying to break the 749, 750 resistance level. Today, if we are going to be strong, I think we have a chance to go back to all the way up to 755. Not really expecting to get back all the way up to 760 and break a new all-time high. What I'm looking for in terms of intraday levels, the same scenario, NFP numbers and the low of the candle, which is right below 747. This price level, everything below, we are trading more bearish for NFP numbers. And my first buying level would be 746. Everything below, again, if we are not going to hold 746, I'm looking for a completely new buying signal below 746. All right, somewhere close to 745, maybe 744. The next buying level, 742.50 for SPY. Again, I'm not really expecting that we will dip that far, but who knows? The market is really unpredictable these days. In terms of individual names, I don't really have any individual names for today because I didn't I didn't like any news from today, but we can just walk through the major one. Nvidia, that will depend on it will depend on the stock sell index, but we are sitting perfectly below 200 level, below the daily moving averages. That's a lot of struggle to break through and then continue to higher. So I think we have a lot of work to work on the 200 level. Apple is definitely looking better, but I think it needs time after these 4 days strike to back to moving averages after these deep buyers to 75. So I would be expecting a little bit of the pullback to 290, 285, and then reclaiming back to moving averages and turning them into bullish scenario as well. Amazon looking also the same, sitting at the daily moving averages. 245 seems like the resistance level, so I would not be touching until we break 245 and then go higher. Let's have a look for Google. Google looks a little bit better after three positive days. Again, I think needs time, and today is not really a day to push individual names. Meta from yesterday, huge day yesterday, obviously create a lot of gap between 570 and all the way up to 600. So I would not be surprised if we will go a little bit lower, 290, 280, and then start finding additional buyers who wants to buy yesterday news. Microsoft looks also very good, very clean about 380 level. So if we are going to hold 380 level, which was yesterday, um, buying area as well. Right here, 380 level, not really. The yesterday buying area 377. So if we are going to stay about 377, you can look for deep buyers as well, but only with the confirmation. So don't forget to tomorrow is a bank holiday, so the market is closed. I would be expecting very boring price action as far we will go to lunch hours or afternoon trading hours. So any question, feel free to comment below this video, and probably I will talk to you on Monday, guys. Have a good day. Bye.